Okay, and we are back. Going to kill the music. We noticed ahead of time that yes, we are aware that if anybody ends up watching this, we are experiencing some pretty bad connectivity issues with Twitch right now. I'm going to be recording a separate copy just in case, so that way it can just be uploaded rather than patchwork, because that's probably what's going to happen. At any rate, as I get situated in my chair here. So we are back finally. I was just taking a look at the last time we had a chance to play, and it was the end of April.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been quite a while. But thank you all for coming. And first things first, we need to do XP.
Ooh.
Wait, XP in this game is just based on an episode basis, right?
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, my bad.
You can give us extra, that's fine.
I
Why am I
know.
with the we had a Poppy Quiz today person? I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not allowed to answer first anymore, Brittany.
I'm sorry.
Thanks a lot,
We were
Poppy.
both talking about that.
Imposter.
Don't you
Who's that wearing Britney's face?
don't you have some grass to trip over or something?
Oh,
That was last time.
I
I don't have
know.
to do that today.
Okay, so at any
I
rate,
mean, I'm
so what we'll do is, since there is a bit of a time lapse, and it's been a little bit since we've played, this does obviously work a little bit differently. So if you have any trait you want to raise that is under an 8, you can bump it up once. So if it's from a 4 to a 6 or a 6 to an 8, you can go ahead and bump it up.
Okay.
just one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a skill, right?
Wait, this is like a freebie thing?
No, that's actually how advancement works in this game.
Oh, so I gotta spend stuff. Okay.
So we were just saying we thought we had 8 points to spend. Is that correct?
It's not points; it goes off of the. You have what are
Or 8
called.
episodes?
Well, I mean, yeah, basically. It's episodic. So what happens is you'll look at your character sheet and then you go, okay, well, if I want to raise my, like, for Missy, for example, her mental is an 8. So if she wants to go from an 8 to a 10, it's going to take her 10 episodes to go that high.
What?
Hmm.
That's a lot.
Well, that's a high number.
Okay.
I thought, okay, I wrote down notes last time that it was 8 to 10 was 3 episodes.
Yeah, my note says
Is it?
from 4 to 6
Yeah.
is 2, and
It
then
could have been.
6 to 8
It's been a long time since I've had a chance to look at that.
are all 3.
We'll go with what you guys have written because that's what I would have read off to you directly from the book, and I really don't want to go trying to track that down again. It was not easy to find.
Brittany, what do you have then? Maybe I wrote it down wrong. What do you got?
I have from 4 to 6 is 2,
Okay.
and then from
Mhm.
6 to 8 or 8 to 10 or 10 to 12 is 3. Each of those is 3.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense then.
And then 12 is the highest.
Yes.
Yeah.
12 is the highest. And then, the Firefly and Serenity as games, the way they're written, is a lot like the old Cyberpunk 2020 book. It's not really in a great order. So my benefit with Cyberpunk 2020 is I've had so much experience with that game, I already kind of know where I'm going with that. With this, it's like, I don't need to read it. Like, if you look at the book, it lays out, I want to say, like, the first many episodes, probably all of them, breakdowns, of the show. before you really, and it kind of explains how the game mechanics work and whatnot. Well, before you ever get to character creation or the breakdown or whatnot, it's confusing. So I'm glad somebody wrote that down.
Are attributes and skills the same to increase?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes based off the die that it's at, not the not like White Wolf where it's a different point cost or whatnot.
I would like to increase my skill from a 6 to an 8
Okay,
because we've been doing a lot of physical stuff.
sure.
Okay.
I think I'm going to increase my shoot from a 6 to an 8.
Okay. 1 second.
I have an idea what I should increase. Hmm. Survive, maybe.
Your what?
Survive.
Survive.
Survive. That might be useful, once in a while.
Yeah, now and again.
I mean, I feel like we've used that before. I'm gonna bump it up.
Is he looking for a pencil or something?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Just wasn't sure what was going on. No big.
I'm gonna take my shoot from 6 to 8 as well.
Okay.
I'm surprised you guys are only 6. I thought you were professionals.
I
Yeah,
am now.
Everything else though, like what's your notice and all that other stuff at or mental?
Yeah, I've got a lot of 4s on mine.
I mean, I have a lot of 4s, but
I have a few. I got it.
my shoot is a 10, so
What was that?
My dog pining
Really?
for Missy. It's either Missy or he's at your door, dude.
I don't think so. It was a little bit far away.
Those are the only two people No, he was down the hallway, man.
Was he?
He was. He's at his door, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't either one of us.
Aw.
Oh. So he's in between, trying to see who will come out.
Somebody let me in. Somebody, please, somebody.
Basically.
Well, he'll come up to like Jerome's door at night and he'll just start barking at it because he wants to fight.
Yeah.
he calls you out in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like,
So
hey.
get out here.
Hey, buddy, you still here? Come on out here.
Yeah, because he knows I'll open the door and he'll like climb right up on my bed and we'll start to wrestle and whatnot.
That's funny.
Okay, so everybody got their spins in or their upgrades and whatnot.
Yep.
Okay, so last we left off, I know it's been a while. You guys were working a case where you were trying to help out the Morrisons. The man of the house was a day laborer.
Ken, yep.
Yep, and you found out that he was sick, super sick, and you offered to help with his recovery. Not only help him, but then you ended up paying his rent.
Yep, 150 credits.
To give him a chance to recover. And
Gave him a
you,
week off.
yep, and you invariably had he and his wife spread the word that you guys were in town and trying to get work done on the base camp where you guys have set up shop. And
Oh, that's right, for laborers.
mm-hmm. And then shortly thereafter, you guys went on the hunt for some food and stumbled onto Double M and Michael Bendis.
That's right, the brown coat, Michael Bendis.
Yes. So you learned a little bit about them, and then from there, it's been several weeks at this point. One of the warnings that you guys did get was that bounty hunting in the area was going to be kind of difficult because of the unificators being here, which turns out to be very true. Um, your word of mouth around the planet, specifically around Pine Hill, but throughout Esplanade in general, um, credits really haven't been flowing in, but you've been doing a lot of stuff for trade.
And we
Um,
were forced to eat Todd's bird.
I got a pet bird and they ate it.
so,
Hey, Sonia.
yeah,
Yeah, she's like, hey, I'll just sit right in your face.
yeah, pretty
I know
much.
that.
So so your word of mouth has been spread. It's working. You have had some day laborers come out off and on throughout the couple of weeks. The entire area of the channels has been cleaned up, so there's no extra weeds or parts of the ground that are disheveled, look bad. Buildings have been repaired, and because you're doing a lot of stuff in trade and not credits, because they don't really have credits to spare. Um, you've been pretty successful with the doctoring. Kind of being a field medic, providing them, in essence, affordable health care where they wouldn't be able to afford it normally. So it's more along the lines of like, okay, well, what can you pay? Well, here's 3 chickens. Okay, well, so do this and call me in the morning or whatever sort of thing. So, and it's never the same thing twice. It could be potatoes or it could be chickens or, it could be appliances or something, which you guys have been pretty good with. You now managed to obtain 2 used generators. So the entire base is now powered up. It's cleaned up as well. I mean, it's still there's still parts of it you would actually have to go and get re-cemented and refortified. But so I mean, it looks run down in that sense. But there's power, there's plumbing. The main building itself can fit 10 people snugly. So all of you have your own rooms, and there is an extra area that has several cots for like emergency purposes. But you do manage to have like one of those. And again, it's old. Think going out on your own and getting your house for the first time, and Grandma and Grandpa gave you the freezer that they had from 1950. That sort of thing. It works. It's
Like an old,
it does. It's a little unsightly, but it works. So you've got like a freezer unit that's like that. You've got a working kitchen. You've got some repurposed chairs and tables, some of which were actually hand built with just driftwood and supplies that were located around the grounds. You do have a small garden in the back. The communications array is now working. However, it does have limited range, so it can call most of the planet side, but it cannot go off-world. So that means you don't have a cortex connection from here. Chang DeWitt now has a body.
How did that happen?
Uh-oh.
I was going to ask about that if that was
Trade.
still on our.
Yes,
Oh,
In trade.
in trade.
what does it look like?
He's a guy. They tried to get it as close as to his namesake, so it has vaguely Asian accents.
Does
But
he look more like Data from Star Trek, or more like C-3PO? I mean, does he have like
no.
a
He
body?
Have you seen the movie Serenity?
It's been a long time.
Okay. Do you remember Mr. Universe?
No,
Okay.
I'll
Well,
look it up.
You're talking about his bot.
yes. Yeah,
I was
they
gonna
can.
say, Mr.
Completely.
Universe was a Jewish kid.
Yeah. um,
Basically, so the robot body looks pretty much human.
yes. At
That's
first
cool.
glance, it could pass for human. In most cases, that in that particular case, that was a love bot. They have a couple of other variants, like a secretary bot, but the secretary bot is usually just like a torso and up, and it's plugged into like a chair. So if you walk into an office, it looks like it, but then chair below, it's just there's no legs or anything. So in this case, he is a quote unquote registered mobile secretary unit, which is largely unheard of. Because the only ones that usually are mobile like that are love bots, and even those are kind of frowned upon. Like you would know, probably from which I've also taken a moment and updated all your guys' names to the pseudonyms that you go by now on Planet. So Dr. Lot would know that if you are known to have a love bot, it earns you a black mark with the companions.
Huh?
Eric would know about that.
I knew that. I
You're waiting for something on that to come up.
knew it. I was just waiting for it.
Lenore looks. I'm looking at Mr. Universe and Lenore. She looks human. There's
Yep.
nothing different about her.
The
She
big
looked a little bit stiff, but
Yeah, now that's the big thing about the bots is they operate noticeably stiff. The upgrades that Chang specifically ordered give him mobility to the extent that it looks human.
Oh, okay, cool.
So he doesn't move with the herky-jerky motions and doesn't have the kind of expressionless faces like Data had during, Star Trek Next Generation and whatnot.
Okay. And Tracy's still chilling with us too, right? Needle or pen?
Nina, yes.
Okay.
And so is Brady.
And then do they both have their own? Actually, do all three of them have their own rooms?
Yes,
Okay.
Chang has his own room.
Brady
technically.
lives with her.
What's he bringing to the table?
His charm.
Oh, Dave, I'm it. What's that smell? It's me, guy.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for the stage 5 clinger lock.
Oh,
wait.
he's my problem.
For Darby.
Satarbi.
Yep, Satarbi.
Party.
Shoot, I gotta bring up our names so I remember who we are.
Yep, Missy is Cheryl.
I
Brittany
got-
is Hannah. Eric
Okay.
is Satarbi, a.k.a. Tarby.
Darby.
And Todd is Dr. Lot.
Alexander Lott.
Dr.
Just Chang,
Elon.
just Chang.
I
Or
think
did Chang get a pseudonym as well, or is he just Chang?
No, yeah, he wasn't around for that, so he's still Chang DeWitt.
Duet. I never heard his last name. Okay.
And
Does
he
Chang have
thankfully no
any
longer sounds
special
robotic.
skills?
What's that?
Does Chang have any special skills as as a robot, like as he?
Right now, he is effectively an average human being.
Okay. But he's a completely independent free thinker and everything, does his own thing, right?
With the exception of the fact that he's got to plug the body in.
Right. So he doesn't eat; he charges.
Right. So, with that being said, there has been some news that's been broadcast around the planet that you've picked up on the wavelength, as you've been coming in or out of town, or over here from the people talking as they come and do work there. There have been clashes. There we go. Between the unificators and the independents, and they've made the news. It's been kind of downplayed here and there, but it's known. It's one of those things that if they think of it along the lines, it's very much a Civil War sort of thing. So imagine, for example, you lived in northern Tennessee, and maybe you didn't really have a dog in the hunt for either side, but you're close enough that you run into both Confederate and Union soldiers.
Okay.
So it's the Jets and the Sharks all over again. Great. Hang on.
Yeah, he froze.
Hang on.
It's freeze-ish. Can you guys hear the cicadas behind
No.
me? Okay.
Nah.
I can hear him.
Super loud.
I heard him last night when I was out and about.
There we go. I'm back. Recording
Okay.
didn't stop, but yeah, the stream got killed.
Okay.
But that's okay. It was dropping quite a bit the whole damn time, so oh well. Is what it is.
It's been like the night of technical issues.
Yeah?
Love us.
Y'all better knock on wood.
I know.
One second.
I'm so glad Chang has a body now.
Me too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sorry, buddy.
There we go. Ugh. Yeah, it's not reconnecting right now, and I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to let it go and record. So, at any rate. So, that being said, and then you also have heard, that was the other when it dropped off. So, there have been those clashes between the, it looks like it popped back up, sort of. So, there have been those clashes with the independents and the unificators. So that has kind of made things around town edgy, particularly Pine Hill, because it is the largest population center here on the planet. There are also rumors of Reaver attacks, which isn't too uncommon, especially this far out. However, the media has tried to downplay it as best as it can. But there is a prevailing rumor that there was a victim that made it to Golden Sky Medical Center in town. And before he succumbed to his wounds, the rumors have it that he was describing a very rugged difficult to kill Reaver that tore through most of the crew.
Was this This was happening locally? The Reavers here?
No, it's in the news.
Okay.
And because you guys are in the outer rim, the outer, planets and whatnot, Reaver attacks have always been kind of a folklore tale, but because of the discovery of Miranda, it's no longer folklore. So now the media has just been trying to downplay it as much as possible.
Okay.
So, with that being said, what is everybody up to now? Anything in particular you're wanting to do as the new day unfolds and the dew is still settling on the channels outside of your new home?
I guess we should prioritize. So what are the things that we need to do right away? The one was we were gonna go watch a race, right? Or is that later?
That at this point has already happened.
Okay.
I'm very happy that we're working on our base.
Why?
I would want to continue on that. Simply on the aspect if there's so much unrest going on around us, historically there were a lot of homesteads that were wiped out in the Civil War because they just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time when troops would be around. So like fortifying, if we're going to be here on this planet for a while, I would say fortifying our base of operations would probably be a good thing to do. That's my
I think that's valid. How about let's have a house meeting. I'm gonna come around and I'm gonna pound on everybody's door and say, get the hell out in the living room.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good morning to you too.
So, pound, 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 pound. And you hear, as you pound on Brady's door, you hear like some stirring, from the squeaky, the squeaky springs in the mattress itself as like his body's rolling over, and you just hear like it's cavernous enough that you hear it from the door, with the door completely shut.
Goodness.
You can imagine the ripple.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you could feel the staccato against the door.
I hope we put him in the room furthest down the hall.
Maybe his is the only one with a window on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I still pound on Brady's door, but I don't expect much about him coming out.
Right. Yeah, no problem. And Nina, pulls herself out of her room with her like bed head. Like you've noticed that whenever she goes to sleep, she sleeps so hard that when she wakes up, like her hair conforms to kind of a Cyndi Lauper sort of configuration. Like her bed head is pretty bad. And so, as she opens the door from your like pounding, she doesn't really reply. She just like holds up a finger and like shuffles her way to the bathroom to try and wake up and recover. And by that point, Chang is just kind of, up and walks out. Good evening, or sorry, good afternoon, Cheryl. What is the reason for all the pounding?
Well, I just think it's deserved that we have some sort of a rally of the troops to see what our goals are, because we've been here for a few months and we need to have some sort of plan.
Very well. You'll have to forgive me. I'm unaware of this human custom. I'm still sort of learning as I go. You don't mind if I monitor for most of this discussion, do you?
that is certainly fine.
Thank you.
I don't see any harm in that.
Is there
Of course.
assigned seating?
No, I think it's pretty much standing room only, so you sit wherever you want.
His head starts to smoke. It's
Yeah,
standing room only.
yeah,
What?
yeah. So he just kind of waves it off, and he just goes. He's going to wing it.
I'm gonna poke. I'm like, do I have time to take a shower or no?
After that pounding, probably not.
No, that's what I'm asking. When I walk out, I'm gonna say to them,
No, well, hopefully this won't take long enough to interrupt your morning that you're gonna miss a shower. So
okay. Um,
Poppy's been up for an hour. She comes out. She's been like tinkering with her creative spare parts that she's been collecting, and sets that aside and comes out all cheerful.
that's too much positivity in the morning. So everyone, we've been here for a little while. I mean, clearly we have a more comfortable place, but this, I would hope, is not a final answer to our issues. So, what's the dealio? What's first on our to-do list?
How are we doing on credits?
Last I checked, we had about 1,300 left.
He's raising his hand.
After she answered, he put his hand down.
Oh, sorry, Ching. Did you? I'm sure you're an automatic computing machine. What is our? Do you know what our credits currently are?
Well, currently we're at 14. We're currently at 1,441.
Oh, thank you for correcting me. Feel free to pop in whenever I provide incorrect information.
Noted. I will.
Didn't we have like a some kind of bounty?
we were going after Ralph Heiserman for a $4,000 bounty. Did we ever? Where do we stand on that?
He ended up getting captured by the Unificators.
Okay.
They are really cramping my style.
Dicks.
Those are good words.
And then you hear some shuffling coming down the hallway, and Nina comes out. She's like taking a brush and like taming her wild mane and getting it to comb back down.
I'll take a quick look at her and acknowledge her presence,
Yeah.
and and kind of go back. So Ralph is gone. Do we want to continue this bounty program, or where do we want to go from here?
If it's all the same, it's as Nina. If it's all the same, I think we should. But if we're going to do this, we have got to be faster than those Unificator guys. They have got this down to a science, and if we're not mobile and we're not fast enough in getting this information, we might as well become farmers.
Are there any, like, do they all go after the same job in force, or like do they split up? How do they work? Are there any gigs that are too big or too small for them to take on?
I don't know.
There's got to be some kind of work that, I mean, they can't just take it all.
No, I don't think anybody's stopped to ask, but I mean they've been picking things kind of clean. Do we know anybody who might know? Like, I don't know how they operate. I mean, I could probably figure something out if I got close enough. but
Yeah.
I don't know how risky that's going
Is
to
it
be.
is it
It's
I mean,
something
just
that we can? Is something that we can ask like folks in town, like people that work with bounty hunters, to see maybe it's something that they know generally how they operate, or is it something that we don't talk about?
well, we got our first gig from the mayor. I mean, or whatever, whatever. I mean, we can go back to
Mm.
him, or
yeah,
You
I
might,
don't
yeah.
I don't think we really came through for him though.
okay, well, what about Maxwell? We just met him a month ago, a couple weeks ago. I
What
mean,
does the bounty board list who everything was caught by?
No, but the sheriff would have that because they would have to go through him for processing, unless it was like a federal mandate, which in that case they'd be extradited off world, and we wouldn't obviously have any record of that.
Maybe we ought to talk to the sheriff and see. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't really care who's bringing in the baddies, but maybe there's something that he can do as far as, equal opportunity hunting.
He might also be able to tell us how the unificators are getting the information sooner than anybody else can get it, so that they have
That's
the
true.
jump on
I'm betting that they have some sort of an alliance tie, given the fact that they're all ex Purple Bellies.
I
Mm.
mean, I mean, clearly that's very likely.
But that no, that's a good idea because then if we can figure that out, maybe we could monitor their uplink.
Mm.
If
That would
anybody,
be that would be that would be fruitful for us. So I see a visit into town here later on.
yeah, okay, that sounds good. And then
After the
and
good
then you
doctor
just
gets
hear
his
a
shower.
loud belch, just like a. And Brady comes walking around. Brady right now has he's got like those old school like long johns that have like the the suspenders to them and whatnot. With
And the butt flap.
yeah, with the butt
Yeah,
flap.
the
And
state patch.
one of the one of the suspenders is just kind of like hanging, and he's got it. He's wearing his boots like loosely. They're not tied, sort of thing. So he's got that real, like old school hillbilly sort of look going about him right now, and he's just kind of like scratching his beard as he yawns and he comes walking out.
Gross. What a sight to behold.
real quick, my notes. I'm noticing. I wrote down that I had injured myself a while ago. My shoulder was all bruised up, and I didn't know how that had healed. Am I good to go?
No, you still need to heal. I'm
Okay.
giving you a flaw that's going to make you like take 3 months to heal that bruise.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yes. No, you're good. Yeah, you're perfect.
Oh no, I didn't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
3 months.
No. You are definitely good.
okay, thank you.
I mean, if anything, your hands are probably a little tender because you're working with so many different people.
Right.
From anywhere from my tooth hurts to why does my knee hurt and his knee's twisted like the completely wrong way. I mean, you've got a smattering of pretty much everything that you could possibly get as a country doctor.
Okay.
But otherwise, no, you're not injured in any form.
Cool. Thank you. I took the note that I was injured, but I never took the note
Yeah.
where I guess I did not.
Yeah, no, you're good.
And how is Brady doing as far as because that was our initial thing. Dr. Kenichi
Hmm.
had tasked us to heal him.
Yes.
So, um, how is he doing?
He has not participated in much of the work around here, usually citing lumbago as the issue.
Bastard.
Flare ups. Um, he has, however, been pretty good when he's not like totally sauced about keeping some, like the people who have been helping, like barking at them and keeping them going. So he's kind of like the grumpy
He's
mean dog that's
managed.
yeah, kind of. He doesn't seem outwardly ill all that much. Outside of the fact that he isn't in the best of shape and he obviously drinks a lot.
Maybe you think it's time to talk to the doctor and see what he says?
Oh no, we lost Missy.
Bum, bum.
Oh. Hey, Cool Imp's in here. Hey, what's going on, dude?
Hmm. So, Doc, do you think maybe it's time we go talk to Dr. Kenichi and give him an update? See if that washes everything away?
I would be up because it sounds like Lumbago's like, where is he with the lumbago? Because is that just a recurring kind of thing? Like,
It sounds like more like an excuse than anything else.
It is something he cites frequently, so it does appear to be some sort of recurring thing.
so it's like lumbago is the
Or
same
he's
thing
a
as lumbago,
hypochondriac.
right?
What's that?
Yeah.
It's just his pronunciation of lumbago.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, because that's just pains in the muscles and joints and everything like that. So, and that's why he probably drinks as much as he does and became an alcoholic to begin with. Yeah, I'd say, Missy and I, oh, not Missy, sorry, Cheryl and I had initially contacted Dr. Kenichi, so I don't know whether that's something where the two of us go in or somebody else wants to go back with me.
That
I
sounds.
think
Do you want to split up? You guys can head to the hospital, and we can check with the sheriff.
Yeah, we can do that. That would probably work.
Cool.
that's good.
Anything else we need to go to town for?
Y'all are gonna check with Sheriff Burgess?
Are you friends with the sheriff?
Oh yeah, we're long-winded acquaintances. He locks me up on the regular.
Hmm. Maybe you ought to stay here then.
Might not be a bad.
You sure? Because I could talk to him right proper. I just need to get a little drop of the pure. We got something around here in the freezer. I think. Hang on a second. And he just like shuffles over to the freezer unit to pull out some pretty distilled alcohol that just does not freeze. It's probably somewhere in the vein of vodka.
Potato whiskey.
Yep.
Brady, I think you should stay back and guard the house for us.
Oh, you think you got some more of them scurrilous day worker field worker types coming over here trying to cheat you and paying you in like sprockets or something? You need me to keep them into shape?
Very possible, man.
Yeah,
I need you to be vigilant.
somebody's got to keep just to watch our stuff so they don't come inside our house.
I've also heard that there's an infestation of flying land sharks, so just be careful of those.
Flying land sharks? I ain't never heard of no thing. Well, except maybe that time I threw a stick in the dynamite. Them kind of flew right proper. They did get a bit of air that they were right angry with me. So maybe you're onto something there, Miss Cheryl.
All right, it's settled then, man.
So he just takes his bottle and sits down in a chair and is like, "Oh, lumbago," and just and he just he hits that bottle and it's like Gene Wilder from Blazing Saddles. It's like he's just drinking water, just like droop, 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 droop,
Ooh.
droop, and it's a man who drinks like that must surely want to die. When?
Well, as long as we're not paying for it.
And I know this is just kind of a small point, but I I've always named where I've lived or worked or things like that. I don't know if can we dub our base of operations with a name rather than just
Uh-oh.
keep on saying let's go back to the base. I mean, is it all right if we give it a name?
Doc, you can name it whatever.
Well, the area around it's called like the channels. Don't know if you all remember that, because of all
Well,
the
well,
work outside.
we don't want it to be too identifying. Remember, this is our secret hideout.
Right, but I want to say
Miss Hannah, I hate to tell you, but we've had a whole bunch of day labor types over here. It ain't secret no more.
Well, I mean, I think they wouldn't let the secret out. Doc doing them the service and all that.
Well, you tend to give most folks probably a bit more morality than I would equate them to, but that's kind of why I like you. You tend to see on the brighter side. Sorry.
all right, well, I'll mill it over. I mean, our ship that we crashed in was the Will o' the Wisp. So, I mean, if I'm thinking maybe something on that line but I don't know. I'll think about it.
And at that point, Nina's like, yeah, just for getting goods, bullet point, maybe we should probably try and find another ship. So we have an exit strategy if we need it, and not just like trying to find someplace else on this lovely ball of mud, but,
You that eager to leave this place behind?
No, but I want the option just in case.
No, that's fair enough. I think something a lot about the Will o' the Wisp is that's just. I mean, somebody tracks down that ship, then we're in a heap of trouble. So
Right.
don't call it that.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. It's something that we would know that's connected to that, but not, like I don't want to call our place the Wisp because, but, I don't know.
Gotcha.
Bag end.
Bag end.
Dysentery.
I
Oh,
was thinking more along the lines of the hidden unicorn or something like that. And we can say, let's go back to the unicorn, but that's all right. I mean,
I like the unicorn, man. That's pretty good.
I like the unicorn.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
just throwing that out
2
there.
thumbs up.
We'll call it the unicorn.
Unicorn, but it ain't got no horn and it don't fart no rainbow. That's what unicorns do, right?
I'm not 6 anymore. I don't need to live in a place called the Unicorn.
Okay. We just flew on a ship called the Will o' the Wisp, though. That's all I'm saying. So, well,
I'm
I don't
fine
want to take
with
too
it,
much
man.
time. I'll think. I'll come up with some ideas and I'll throw it out to you guys tonight.
All right.
All right, Doc. Rever him. And he just like pounds another drink.
All right. So when are we leaving?
I just want to take a shower real quick. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say, Doc's got pressing matters, man.
All right. I'll just
y'all can do what you need. I mean, if we're splitting in 2 groups, you guys go off, and Miss Cheryl, if you don't mind waiting while I take my quick shower here.
I mean, we only have the one mule, right?
You do.
Oh, that's right.
So I guess you better wait.
I'll go fast. I'll go fast. I can.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Unless you want to hoof it.
Pitter patter.
I'm gone.
Yeah. He ninja dashes off. And so Chang raises his hand again.
You in the back.
Chang.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was the appropriate time to speak up since the doctor went to take a shower. Again, I'm still sort of learning the nuanced interactions. But sorry, never mind. I wanted to bring up that we might be able to, if we could, install a Cortex uplink here. That would greatly increase my efficiency here at the soon to be properly named base.
You can keep it off the grid appropriately, I assume.
That would be my logical assumption, yes.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea. What all do you need to do that?
Well, then my suggestion would be, since we are attempting to be discreet, would be to speak to Mr. Hong. He seemed to be rather resourceful and in touch with many other merchants in the area.
Makes sense.
All right.
So,
You
let's
need to
see.
give him a call first before we stop by.
Yeah, can we do unplanned visits with Mr. Hong?
His people didn't seem too happy to see us.
Yeah, we should probably make an appointment. I believe we obtained his information the last time we were there.
We did, yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can give his assistant or his butler a call and see if we can set something up.
Okay. So you walk over to essentially the computer. It's a non-internet access, but essentially has like the local, frequencies to pick up for radio and whatnot, and tune his particular number, his number and wavelength in to make a call. And of course, a servant comes over comes over the screen and, hello, how can I help you?
Hi, how are you? I need an appointment with your employer, please.
And whom may I ask is calling?
A representative from the Shapiv collaboration.
Ah, yes, the Gaijin Collective,
Oh,
currently in operation. I believe Mr. Hong has met you already, correct?
Correct.
Very well. I will pass your information on to him, and as soon as he is available, somebody will be in touch with you.
Noted. Thank you.
Sure.
So I guess they're gonna give us a call back whenever our friend there feels like he has some time to spare us.
well, I guess in the meantime, then we just go see the sheriff.
So,
All right.
as everybody's getting their things together and the doctor comes running out, Chang catches a hold of the doctor, and he says, Dr. Lott, you have received 2 letters at your P.O. box. I have received notification.
Oh, all right. So when you get to town, we can pick those up. Thank you, Jen.
Would you require me to come along, or would you prefer that I remain here to help keep an eye on Mr. Hickok?
Um,
I think it might be handy to have you along.
yeah. Well, Tracy, are you going to come with us, or are you going to stay here?
Oh, hell no, I'm coming along.
So yeah, if Tracy's coming with us, Chang, you can come. Yeah, we can even split the 2 of you all up. I mean,
Very well, then I will come along. That will leave Mr. Hickok here alone with the alcohol.
Do we think that he's gonna burn down our house or not? He's already thrown up here multiple times at this point.
If I may, I do not believe that he poses an immediate harm to the location. However, he could diminish your food stores sufficiently.
You want me to rig a lock for his room?
we're not going to lock him in this room. But
Maybe you can rig a lock for the pantry and the refrigerator or the freezer.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
That might be
Yeah.
the way to go. Leave enough food out so he can eat and everything like that. Like maybe I don't know, but
Leave him a package of saltines. Let's just otherwise.
Dang, he's with slave labor now, man.
He's not contributing. It's okay.
He's our charge. We need to take care of him.
he's our award.
Our reward, but not our reward.
Yeah,
Not a reward, just a award.
not yet.
So is that a yes on the lock?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
lock
Alright.
that food up.
I'm gonna try and rig a lock then.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Not too difficult. So
Yeah, what am I rolling?
you're going to roll your mental, and I believe. Hold on a second. Mental and fix.
Sweet. Ooh. Uh, 12, including a 10.
Dang.
Nice.
So you decided to experiment a little bit with some of your extra parts and throw together a pretty sizable bolt lock. Like you just happen to have like all the right pieces, and you're like, "Oh, this worked out like superbly. I need to keep this lock." It's going to work out really well. And of course, as you get done snapping it, you come face to face with a very sullen looking Brady. He doesn't say a thing. He just frowns. And it sinks enough, his frown sinks enough that it causes his beard to dip.
I'm gonna hold out the stuff that we left out for him. In case you get peckish, we'll be back again.
Don't eat all of them at the same time.
I know, yeah.
I'm gonna act like it's super exciting.
Wow.
And he takes it and he looks at you and he's like, "You wound me, ma'am."
We don't want any of those day laborers to come hunting up our kitchen, do you?
He just walks off. He just kind of shuffles in the back, and you hear this. You got dead gum saltines.
Now I'm gonna starve.
No one
Oh,
looking out for old Hickok here.
no, I feel bad. Maybe we should bring him something special from town.
I think I still have an MRE in my backpack I haven't touched. So
Yes, that's exactly what I thought of special.
You guys do remember when he threw up and did not clean it up, right?
oh, I remember that. That's why I'm.
You mean like yesterday or like?
Feeling that
He
bad?
said it was somebody else too. He's like, that wasn't me.
Yeah, you tried to blame it on. Tried to blame it on Poppy over here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Alliance soldiers that weren't even that foul.
All right. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Yes, I'm dressed and ready to go. My hair's all nice and parted.
I'm gonna
So-
like twirl my screwdriver and stick it in my
Okay.
tool.
Mission accomplished.
She's loaded and ready to go. So you guys all hop on the mule and head back on into town. Things are a little bit more tame, and it's obviously because the unificators are here. You don't see any of them, outward presently at this point, but the feeling permeates the air. It's like people are really watching what they're doing, because they don't want to, not only not incur their wrath, but at the same time they don't. It's a heightened sense of alliance presence in a way, even though they're not officially alliance anymore. So it's definitely kind of curtailed some of the don't want to say activity, but the vibrant life that you would normally see, kind of hustling and bustling. Like even if you see people on the street right now, they don't tend to say hi. This kind of, they go where they need to go, and and they don't really pay anybody any. Never mind. You don't even really get people tipping their hat to you anymore, which was pretty common when you would roll into town. Just people are noticeably on edge. But you stop somewhere in the middle of town, which would make it more ideal to hit, your post office and sheriff's station and any saloon or anything that you might wanting to take advantage of.
All right. I guess meet back here and
Well, why don't we check in the post office just what the mail that we got first before we do it before we go to our next step and break up.
okay.
Good point, man.
So I'm gonna run. Let's drive it to the post office, whatever, and then go in and check to see what we got.
Okay. And true to form, when you come walking in, you have two letters. They're not actually sent in the like in standard mail. They were written and just dropped off. In your
Okay.
in your post office box. Which that's you tend to you were when you first started it, you were getting about half and half. But now that people kind of know you as you more, they're not even sending it through the post office system or whatnot. Like if they're in town, they just drop it physically off.
Okay.
Cool.
So, in a way, it's at least around here, it's more of a personal thing because it's not coming from it's not being delivered from God only knows where. It means somebody actually came and dropped it off themselves. So and in your experience, so far, every time that's happened, it's usually been from the person who actually needs the help. So it's been a good sign that you haven't been like strewn along or you know wasted your time on something. It's been like even if it's been small or nitpicky, it's been like a legitimate concern.
Okay. So I bring up. I don't even open them up. I bring them out to everybody. I got two local letters here, and start hand one. I go to hand one to somebody, and whoever takes it, and then I open up one.
Sure. Okay. The first one you end up opening is written by a person by the name of Nobu Smith. Apparently, yes, Nobu Smith. His son, it's just in brief, his son sustained an accident while farming and ended up getting cut up really bad on one of the machines, and they're needing your help as a surgeon.
Okay.
It and true to form because everybody knows that you will work for trade. They'll let you know if they can pay or a combination thereof. So they do tell you that they can pay you some. They have other items in trade if need be.
Okay.
Depending upon what it is you require. The next one is from a lady by the name of Sarah, Sera.
Okay.
And she is indicating that she is in need of a doctor's help, but doesn't specify, but will pay coin for the attention.
Oh, you got a paying job here, guys.
Wow.
Congrats.
Wow.
So I got. Yeah, I got a boy that was hurt by a machine, so I want to definitely check on him, see how he's doing. And then how far, like where is it? Can we walk to the place where we're supposed to go to
No, no,
okay.
neither one of them. You'd actually have to take the mule to get there.
All
So,
right, so
do we want to do our business in town first, or do we want to check
Yeah,
on?
go check with the doctor first about Brady.
yeah, let's meet back.
And then,
Let's meet back here, as soon as we're done.
okay.
Because as a
So
post
meet back
office,
here at the post office, or you guys want to meet at the bar?
Yeah, post office is roughly the center of town for you guys. You can pretty much go wherever you need to go, and it's almost equal distance.
Okay.
let's do that.
Okay,
Sure.
so who is going to the hospital?
Myself.
Okay.
Carol, are you
I'm
coming?
I'm going with the doc.
Okay.
Okay, and then either Chang or Tracy. We should probably split them up. Which one of y'all want to come with us?
Chang volunteers to go with the doctor, which will leave Nina to go with the other two.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's head on out.
All righty.
Good, man.
Chang, have I had any time to actually teach you anything about medical aspects, or has anybody else in the group taught you anything about like either weapons or like Tracy with gambling, or has anybody spent any individual time with you at all?
Not as of this point. I have been hesitant, although eager, but my concern has been finding a secure Cortex link up.
Okay.
I am certain that there are programs that I can readily download to access to speed up said teaching.
Oh, so once we get the you want the Cortex, you can start downloading whatever you need.
Correct, but I need to
Oh.
make sure that it is secure, and my priority first was to ensure that this platform was sufficient.
Okay.
And remind me again, what exactly are we meeting this doctor here for?
When we first got here, we were trying to establish ourselves on world and met up with Dr. Kenichi, and we just Cheryl and I failed horribly trying to smooth our way past here. She did better than I did. I just think I screwed everything up. Um, and he just kind of tasked us with finding Brady and healing Brady and getting back with them. So that's what we're here for.
It would seem that this healing has not occurred, he is indicating he is still suffering from his lumbago.
Well, I mean, at least we know what's wrong with them. You know that lumbago. It takes a while. That's just it's an ongoing thing.
Mm.
You know, like somebody having asthma, you're not going to cure it. It's just there. So knowing that he has it and being able to maintain it, I think would be the main thing. So, I mean, at least I hope that's going to be a good enough answer for Dr. Kenichi. So,
Very well. I will stay in the background and remain quiet.
all right.
So
So we head on over.
yeah, you guys go walking in. Doesn't take too long to go in. However, you do see that, unlike the last time you were here, the hospital does have several of its rooms currently taken.
A little busier.
What's that?
Busier. So we probably should have called before.
It is, yes, it is busier. So it does take a little bit to meet up with the doctor, but he does have one of the nurses take you over to his office and wait. And he shows up about 20 minutes later.
So like while we're waiting there, I'll turn to Cheryl and like we probably should have called and made an appointment. Sorry, I didn't think about that.
I mean, yeah, I should have known better because I just made the other appointment, but here we are, so hopefully this works out.
I missed out on that. What appointment did you make for it? You just while I was in the shower, did you do something?
Sorry, what?
When I was in the shower, did you make some kind of appointment?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I made an appointment for, or I requested an appointment with Jeremiah Hong.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
So-
probably you don't want to just showed up unannounced there again. So
Yeah, they said they would call us back, so we'll see.
no, we'll see how this meeting goes. We'll apologize to him when he gets here but hopefully we don't have to wait too long.
Yeah.
And then he comes walking in and he says, Dr. Lott, I apologize for keeping you waiting. It's been busier than usual.
No, it's our fault for not requesting an appointment. I thank you for time to meet with us.
If only they had another capable doctor on hand.
If only.
Oh, darn.
So so then he motions the two of you to, well, the three of you to sit, and he says, so I apologize, my time is short, but how can I help?
Well, I mean, two things mainly. I mean, when we last met, you had just to look into Brady. We've been spending time with them, or he with us, and I initially had talked to you about working on credentials towards working towards the hospital, and I don't. Again, my credentials are all a lost off world for some reason. They're not there. We talked about that, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's something that's a possibility working within the hospital at this point, or. But just wanted to update you, Brady. He's severe alcoholic, has lumbago, suffers from body pains. Um, he did have influenza, and he's been cured of the flu. Um, so he's been with us for several weeks, and um, that's he's on his feet, and he's walking around, and he's staying with us. So he's not the public nuisance he once was. Um,
True. I haven't heard anything as of yet, but then again, I've been busy with others.
and you never really explained why you wanted me to follow in on him. So I'm just checking in to let you know what the status is and to see if that's all right news. So
Hmm. Well, no, that's good. He is going to require some additional observation since he's clearly still suffering from alcoholism. So I will want another update. As far as the rest, I just need to confirm some things with the sheriff, and then I should be in touch with you later on
okay.
regarding Mr. Hickok.
And what is your personal interest with Mr. Hickok? Like, why, if you don't mind my asking, why have you tasked me to take care of him as a ward?
Well, actually, before I say anything, go ahead and roll your social and influence.
Social and what was influence? There. Well, not a high possibility, but we'll see what happens. Oh, throwing that off the table is not good. Let's try that again. I have a 4.
Okay. He says that's a topic for another time, perhaps.
All right. Is there anything I can do while we're here? My companions can go meet up with the rest of our party. I mean, you seem busy. I mean, and I am a well-able doctor, and I hate to see the suffering of others. So,
What you are doing, at least from what word has gotten back to me, is probably better than what you can do from here right now.
all right. And you don't
So,
have a problem with me being the town like field medic out here.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You don't have a problem with me being the town's field medic out here, then?
No, no. Why would I?
I don't know. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure, though.
No, no, not at all.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time, and we'll come back and check in about a week then, if that's all right.
Of course.
And I
Otherwise,
mean,
I will be in touch with you when I have more on Mr. Hickok.
I have a post office box, and maybe even word is you know how to get a hold of me too. So
Okay, I will. And then he hands you a stick, and he holds the door for you.
what's the stick?
It's just a clear little stick.
I look at it. I'm like, what's the stick?
He doesn't say anything. He just holds the door.
Okay.
Quick creds, man.
I look at Cheryl. I have no idea what this is. I look at Cheryl. I'm walking out the door, but I'm like showing her like, what the fuck?
Hand it to Changle again.
Wait, I missed that. That when I look at it, I know what it is. It looks like a cred stick to me. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
All right, I give it to you. Then. If you know if you look like you recognize what the hell this thing is, I just give it to you.
I'm gonna take it from you, and I'm gonna like throw it up in the air so that it spins a couple times and catch it, and throw it in my back pocket.
Okay.
That's your payment, sir.
Oh. I go to shake his hand as we're walking out the door.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, shakes your hand.
Awesome, cool. So we have a better relationship than the last time I saw him. Yay! So
Small victories.
yay! I really don't have anything else here. I mean, so as we're walking out the door, I looked at him. Let's unless you have anything else, I guess we could just go catch up with everybody else.
Okay.
That's acceptable to me.
All right. And so the rest of you, what were you doing?
Heading over to the sheriff.
Sheriff. Okay. So you come walking up to the sheriff's station. It looks like your typical old west kind of, but a bit larger, obviously. Sheriff's office. It's got a mule parked out front already, and actually a deputy just kind of snoozing out front, got his hat kind of tipped down, just leaning back a little bit. You can hear some faint sound of music, like he's probably got like an earbud in or something, and just relaxing and listening to something. But you open up the door, and old school chime kind of kicks in as some bells above, ring, and another deputy kind of peeks out from the side there, and he's like, "Can I help y'all?"
Yeah, man. We had a couple questions about uh, the way I can't remember the name now. What are they called?
The unificators.
Yep.
The unificators.
Unificators.
How they go about amassing their bounties, because seems to be they're just cutting everybody else out of the market. I just want to know if maybe if you had some intel on not necessarily how they do the stuff, but what their methods are.
Okay, so it kind of looks you and kind of sizes you up a little bit. Go ahead and roll your social and influence.
Okay. Sure. Where's influence?
It's in the
I
first
see.
column at the
Okay.
bottom.
Got 11.
Damn, nice.
What's 605?
I keep dropping my poor rock. Don't want to get it all chipped up. It's one of those nice, really smooth ones.
Yeah, don't tip that.
So he kind of looks you over for a second, looks over Hannah, and then looks over Nina, and then he kind of spits off to the side into like a container sort of thing, and he says, "They're networked. They aren't the only ones. They tend to share information. They're a gaggle of ex-alliance types that are operating out in this area. So they tend to share information pretty quick."
Hmm.
How do you folks feel about that?
I don't particularly care. Keeping the streets pretty clean. They don't seem to be raising too much of a ruckus.
They typically stay a long time.
If they got something to stay for, I figure these independent types, they've been dug in here quite a while.
What have you heard anything from your local bounty hunters? They're kind of pissed off that they're around.
I'd imagine they are. But then again, they're free to go off world too.
True, true, true. Well, I appreciate the information very much.
Now, I'm sorry, what was your name again?
My name's Sitarbi. People that know me call me Tarby.
Oh, you're with that Shapiv gang, right?
Yeah,
You don't
that's right.
you don't look like the gang type. He kind of just like looks looks at you, and it's kind of like the okay. He has that look of like, okay, I get it, but then he looks to Nina and Hannah and just like, yeah, one of these things does not look like the other. You know?
I'm gonna shift my gun to be a little bit more obvious.
Check this out. Look at that.
Did you see this? By the way,
Notice the weight.
Okay, so Hannah, why don't you go ahead and give me a social and let's go social and influence as well. Because that's kind of what you're trying to do here. You're trying to look the part.
Well, can I put brilliant gunsmith in there too?
No, you cannot.
Oh,
Shoot.
7.
Okay, you've been around Cheryl and Sitarbi long enough that you may not look and act like them or whatnot, but you kind of know like when to lean into something and kind of show your holster a little bit more. So you kind of drew from that one, and you feel kind of confident. You're like, okay, yeah, you may look like a baby face, but no, you got a mean streak in there somewhere. And so he's just like, all right, well, y'all keep clear of them unificator types.
We'll try to, man. I appreciate the information.
Oh, and I know y'all have been doing the whole like secret dock thing. We've been hearing word about that from a lot of the farm hands and ranchers and whatnot. Y'all better not be patching up none of those independent types.
No, absolutely not, man.
You'll run afoul of the alliance.
We got our creeds to hold on to, man. We're good.
All right. Well, y'all have yourself a nice day.
Thank you kindly.
And he just like sits back down and kind of goes back to looking at a flimsy sheet sort of thing of just random bulletins that are popping up and whatnot.
Right on.
So as you guys exit and start, clearly walking away, Nina kind of leans in and she says, "Yeah, he wasn't giving us everything. I picked up something about the browncoats. It's worse than what we're hearing in the news."
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just know it's worse than what we're hearing in the news. The sheriff and his guys seem to know more than they're letting on.
I think we need to worry about Mr. Bendis.
He's a browncoat, right? Yeah, probably.
Hope he's laying low. How long has it been since we've seen him around?
2 weeks or so.
Don't know if that's a good sign or not.
Yeah, we'll catalog it and then.
Before we leave town, let's hit up that diner. I can get something sweet for Mr. Brady, and also ask the waitress there about Michael.
You mean the one that the doc seems to talk to?
No, the place where we had breakfast that one time, where we ran into him the first time.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, that works.
Yeah, I'll get Brady something that's not alcoholic, but is kind of a treat.
a donut.
A donut.
A donut.
I'll bring him a donut.
Hit him a bear claw.
Yeah, that's like from Briscoe County Junior, or the Adventures of Briscoe County Junior. What's his name kept getting a donut, and he's like, "Thanks, Duncan." Come to find out, that was Dunkin' Donuts.
Maybe I'll get donuts for the whole group, because we deserve a treat every now and then.
Yeah.
Or I mean, maybe they don't have donuts. Whatever they've got.
No, they got donuts.
What do you have?
Yeah, they got donuts.
Okay.
All right, well, that sounds good. So I guess I'll let the others know. Then that's where we're gonna go, so they can just meet us at the restaurant or whatever, or
Well,
the
it shouldn't take
diner.
very long.
Okay,
I mean, depending on how long they were waiting at the hospital.
true. Okay, sounds good. So you guys walk over to, which is just a couple doors down, the diner itself. It's got its neon lights kind of flashing around outside, and occasionally the window flickers a little bit.
I'm gonna go inside and place my order to go.
Okay. So they're going around. There are a few people that are in here. Um, Several that are currently in here are armored up and are in the basically they. Did I get you guys the picture of it? Hold on one second. Because the unificators are an actual thing.
Oh, oh boy.
There we go. Let me see. Last time I looked them up, I had. Okay, well that's. That'll work. There we go. Okay.
Where are you putting it up at?
I'm going to put it in our chat. Hold on one second. Our Facebook chat. Copy. And copy.
Oh,
Here.
looks like they were in the comics, but not
Yes.
in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta read my comics. I bought them all a couple months ago, and then I forgot about it.
That is a good vision of what they look like. They tend to be Firefly's version of like the Men in Black sort of look.
Okay.
So they tend to have
Wow.
the black armor, black coats, some sort of usually some sort of like heavy gear to them, firepower. And there are several of them currently in the the diner as well.
How close are they to the front of the
They're closer.
foyer?
They're closer to the door than the actual like, the bar and the cooking area. So think kind of like Mel's Diner, like the actual like Five-In Diner sort of old look to it. So Tarby just went sideways. He just went inverted.
Sorry, man.
Hope that's not indicative of this plan.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
All right. So then, when I see these scary guys, I'm gonna place my order with. So, who, would I be placing this order like more towards the interior of the restaurant?
Yes.
Okay. So like kind of far away from them. Or
Not. I mean,
further,
it's a
small
restaurant. So,
place.
yeah, it's not. I mean, you're not terribly far from them, but because of the cooking and the walking around and the talking, you have the cover of ambient noise.
Okay. All right, then I'm gonna wait quietly for my order, and then when the waitress lady comes back, I'm gonna ask her
Okay.
a question.
So why don't you go ahead and give me another social and influence roll?
12.
Nice. Okay, so go ahead and
Nice.
ask your question.
Hey, you seen Mr. Bendis around?
So she kind of like looks to you and then looks to the crowd that's here and whatnot, and she's like, Lady, where are you? Some kind of stupid? Why are you asking about him here?
You some kind of stupid.
It sounds like things are a little bit worse than I expected, and I'm a little bit worried about him.
You think? And she just kind of like looks over at the, at the group that are there.
What do they have, like X-ray hearing?
As she just like rolls her eyes and just like starts tapping a little extra loudly on the countertop. She's like, "Ain't you never heard of enhanced audio?" Jesus, Gaijin, I swear, can't take you nowhere. What do you want the Bendis boy for?
I'm just worried about him.
He's pretty.
Mm,
My cheeks go a little bit pink.
Well, if you're worried about him, then you should worry about what tomorrow is.
What's tomorrow?
Unification Day.
Of course it is.
They got a goddamn day too.
Oh, they just to themselves?
How do you folks celebrate that here?
Well, we generally don't.
Well, we're gonna tomorrow.
Now, now that the unificators are here,
What?
Yeah, but
What
the governor's got all kinds of plans for some fireworks show or something.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't know if you have a way of contacting him. You know that old base up in the shallows?
You mean that place up there in the channels?
Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
said.
that one. That's what I said. Channels.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Channels, huh? Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
What about it?
He needs someplace to lay low. That might be an okay place.
Okay, well, you got balls, girl. I'll give you that much. Here's your order.
Thank you kindly. I'm gonna give her a little extra tip.
And she's like, now go on and get out of here before they think you're talking about something.
Happy Unification Day.
Yeah, Happy Unification Day. Or whatever, Unification Day. Eve.
Unification Day Eve.
Yeah, Eve.
I'm gonna hold up the donuts and then walk out.
Okay. So as you three go, walking back out and presumably heading back to where you guys have parked the mule at this point. She says, Nina at this point goes, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of them here.
Did they overhear any of that? Did they come in with me?
No, I don't think so. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't pick up anything suspicious, but they've been they.
Oh, I was asking if the group came in with me.
What?
If Nina and Sutarbi came in with
Yeah.
me.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, at least Nina did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking of wait outside. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So she says. She says they've been hitting them hard from what I can pick up on, and they're doing it because it's Unification Day tomorrow. They're trying to make a point of breaking.
Public example.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and break Esplanade.
Shit.
I mean, I don't know how, but that's the prevailing thought that I'm picking up on.
Well, whatever it is they plan on doing, I don't think we want them to do it.
So, anyways, let's go meet up with the others and
Yeah.
find out what's going on. So you get back to the mule at this point. They're already there, waiting for you.
Okay. Well, we found out from the sheriff that they're networked heavily, most likely through the Alliance. So there's no way that we're gonna beat these guys as far as know-how and how much land they can cover at one time. I'm not sure what we're gonna do about our bounties from here on out. But
Yeah.
we also got word that maybe everything's not as good as the news says regarding brown coats.
How so that it's just the situation is more explosive than what we're being told?
Yeah,
I think explosive is the right word.
it's the key word.
That sounds about right.
What did you guys find out?
Not a lot. I mean, he paid us. You know what, Chang? Can you let us know? I mean, how much is on that stick that he gave us?
Now, one moment, Doctor. And so he just pulls the stick out of the back pocket of Cheryl. Just
Oh my
yoink.
ass!
And he
And
said he wasn't a love bot.
Yeah, baby.
and he pauses for a second. He's like, I didn't do something with sexual connotations, did I,
That was
Cheryl?
a joke. That was a joke.
Proceed.
You're right.
But like, as soon as he does that, I'm gonna like pull out my weapon and like aim it at him, just as a reflex because I wasn't expecting him to touch me.
Okay.
Yeah, Chang, it just make you can't just come up and do that.
That's the personal bubble.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
You just popped
You
the
have to
bubble.
ask permission first.
Yeah. I touched on her bubble.
Okay.
Her
Noted.
what? Oh.
So he
And then the next step, Chang, is not just noted, but I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I offended you. I apologize. I
There
did
we
not mean to violate your personal space.
That's I'm sorry is enough. You don't need to continue.
Yeah.
Well, she pulled a gun.
Um,
I figured it necessitated more than a simple apology.
That's just a reflex. That's it's because you.
And that's her. She's a little rough around the edges.
Well, how many credits are on that stick?
So he puts it into a little reader, computer, and he says there is 100 credits on this stick. There is also an information file.
Oh, hey. Go ahead and look around. We can you read to us? Like tell us what it says.
Yeah. So he pulls it up and he says it appears to be news articles.
Okay. What are the titles of the articles? Can you summarize the article?
Yeah, he just says they're all postings from here locally, but they all date back roughly 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And he says all of the files or all the news articles here are based upon, or I should say, mention Mr. Hickok.
Okay. Like what? Summarize, Chang. What have we got? Like what is it talking about?
Well, he says, sorry, the first one is an article noting about the loss of a family member for Mr. Hickok. The second one notes several individuals who died in the Unification War who were tied to Mr. Hickok. And there is a article about about property destruction. It would seem that he also lost his dwelling in the war.
Oh, man.
Sad.
Does it have any connection between him and Dr. Kenichi? Like, was Dr. Kenichi his doctor? Was Hickok did Hickok serve, or was he just affected by the war?
I see no record of any sort of service. I don't see anything outside of the news articles.
And then the news articles like mention any connection between Dr. Kenichi and him?
No, they do not.
Okay.
Do we know anything about Mr. Brady's skill set besides drinking?
We haven't gotten past that. That's I mean, he's just now healthy enough to have full conversations without passing out halfway through. So I mean, his flu is taken care of. I'm still worried about his vitamin deficiencies and his white blood cell count. And he's been eating probably better than he has in years. So, I mean,
Well, these aren't going to help that, but I mean, maybe a little.
What do you got there?
I got some donuts.
Donuts.
I felt a little bit bad cutting him off like that, so thought I'd get us all a treat.
All right. Well, I need to check up on these two letters that we got. I don't know who wants to go with me on that. I don't know. Maybe we should go back to the base and I don't know. The Coven? Is that a good one? The Coven? No. No.
The Coven?
I thrown things out there. I'm sorry.
The Hive. The Hive.
The Hive?
I mean, with the kind of traffic that it's getting. When Mr. Hong Kong contacts us, is that message going to be waiting for us at home, or is he going to be able to reach us somewhere else?
We have a comm link at the house, so at the base. I would think it'd be there.
That's what I was just checking. So we wouldn't be able to find out until we get back, right?
Well, so
unless we had some way of patching that through, but we currently don't have that available to us.
Okay.
So I've got. Sorry, I'm going backwards here. I thought I had a comm link.
You do.
So my comm link is not connected to the communications, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why he's wanting that Cortex system, so that way it will connect. Otherwise, it's basically just acting like a radio, so it will go, like an old school landline to the base, but you would need the system to relay it back out to you guys privately. Otherwise, in essence, you're just open broadcasting for anybody to pick up.
Okay.
And
so yeah, we need to go back. So let's go back to the base and check to see if he's tried to contact us, and we can go from there.
Okay. And then with that, we'll go ahead and hit pause there. It's 9 at this point, and we've put in about 2 hours, roughly. So, yay. Technical difficulties aside. Everything ran fine after my system decided to just crash the Wi-Fi connection and then start back up again. So, is what it is, I guess.
You need to destroy it to build it back up again.
Yep. So I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. I won't lie. I was kind of concerned about jumping back into Firefly because it'd been a lot longer than it had been for Vampire. But no, I had a lot of fun. Got some stuff done and advanced the plot. So that will put us at the 29th for the next game.
I'm down.
Is that good?
Yes.
I think we're good with that.
Okay. Alrighty, cool deal.
Cool.
All right. So then we will see all of you there. And in the meantime, I'll, of course, upload a fresh copy of this so that way it doesn't have all the stops and starts and crap that's currently showing on Twitch. So, all right. So thanks, guys. Bye.
No problem. Thanks, man. Bye,
See you.
everybody.